You're listening to LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma. Let's have some manifesting fun together. All right, so my most favorite guy in the whole world decided he wants to be present for the recording of this episode. I can't say his name, but you know who I'm talking about, right? His name starts with an H. If I say his name, he'll think I'm talking to him and get excited, and this is not the time for being excited. This is the time for four-legged friends to be quiet and restful. So, if you hear any heavy breathing in the background, I promise it's not me. But just so you know, we do have good company for this episode. All right. Oh, I had something really cool I wanted to share with you. At least I thought this was really cool, and I learned it by accident. So this was a result of engaging that Do Anything experiment. We just did this at Good Vibe University, where for 30 days straight, we spent every day getting better at listening to guidance, at trusting our joy, at doing whatever the heck we wanted. That's what we did for 30 days straight. You know, this is one of the essential skills for conscious creators. It's to be able to tune in and to listen to that guidance, that wisdom, that joy, that inspiration. It's all the same thing. And it's always pointing us towards dreams come true. So all we ever have to do is do whatever feels better. The way Abraham says it is just get happy, do whatever makes you feel better. Bashar's way of wording it is follow your highest excitement. We're just talking about saying yes to whatever joys are calling us so that we can be in the kind of alignment that not just allows, but requires dreams to come true. That's what we did. We practiced it for 30 days because, look, this is a thing you kind of do have to practice because for a lot of people, we've been trained into, first of all, not listening to that voice. We've been trained to listen to the parents, the teachers, the bosses, the people who want things from us. Yeah, we didn't get encouraged to trust whatever our joy was. We were encouraged to do what others wanted us to do. So training ourselves out of those habits, it can be a thing. A lot of people have excuses or reasons why they think they can't do what feels better. And for 30 days, we practiced getting over those excuses. All right, so in order to practice that, what you have to do is be able to hear what those inspirations are, what that guidance is. So it requires us to get really good at tuning in for information, to, plug in and listen to that guidance, that inner wisdom that knows the path to dreams come true. We did that for 30 days straight, and I was already pretty good at it. Not going to lie, I feel like I've been practicing this for a long time. I've got skills. Oh, guess what? My skills got better. Here's how I know. So this most amazing thing happened where for 30 days, I'm doing really good. And we aren't doing it, well, I didn't do it just once a day. I did it throughout the day. I was regularly just pausing to ask myself, all right, what feels better? What sounds good? What's your joy? What's your highest excitement? Where's your relief, depending on what my mood was for the day? So I got really good at tuning in for that guidance. And guess what happened as a result? It was the most amazing side effect. I mean, besides the results of, loving life even more, feeling better, being even happier, becoming an even better vibrational match to whatever our dreams are, here's what else happened on top of that. I'll just try and recall. I can't remember what order these happened in. It was kind of around the same time, though, one right after the other. So a guy texted me. He texted me. It was not a love and light text. He texted that he thought he was investing more in our pandemic relationship than I was. And it seemed to me that he was saying this it didn't seem like it was coming from a healthy, lovely place. It seemed like he was trying to shame me or guilt me into giving him more of what he wanted from me. Bottom line. And guess what I was? I was immune. I was immune to his manipulations to make me feel like I should conduct myself any differently than I was. Not even for a single second did it occur to me that he might have a point, or maybe I should check in with myself, or no logical, no rational. I didn't have to think it through at all because I had such a strong connection to what my own guidance was, to what my own desires were, that there was no room for someone else's input. For a reformed people pleaser, this is a pretty cool thing because, yes, I mean, I am reformed. I used to be. Hello, that's what I was all about, discovering what did someone want and how could I best give it to them. I was a pro at that, Libra Sun. I know I'm not the only one out there who was, and a lot of us were trained. Again, it's just a common parenting technique that, yeah, can you feel how heavy I get as I even describe what it is? I'm not even going to describe it. We know the routine. Oh, most of us know the routine. Those of you who don't, more power to you. Rock on with your bad self. But for someone who used to actually have to navigate that stuff, I mean, for a long time, I just lived that. I didn't even question. If I could give someone something that I thought would make them feel better, I did. I didn't ask, what did it cost me or what did I want? I didn't. I thought my job was make someone else as happy as you possibly can. Eventually, over time, I realized, oh, that's impossible. So if anyone's going to be happy, maybe I should at least work on me. But this process, through this 30-day experiment of listening even more to what I wanted, to letting that rise above all other factors for how I was deciding how to conduct my day, what to do next, to let my joy be the most important factor. Oh, when someone else tried to interfere with that routine, I had no room for it, none at all. Because it happened again. Shortly after that, there was another guy. I can't remember what happened first, but then another guy, it was also a text, saying kind of something similar. He was disappointed that he hadn't seen me in a while, and he was kind of disappointed that I didn't seem to be disappointed that he hadn't seen me in a while, that I didn't seem to be interested in making time or effort to get time together. Even though he just wasn't around when I did. Anyway, he was telling his version of the story, and it was I'm the bad guy, and he's the guy getting ripped off because I'm not giving him what he wanted. And guess what I felt when I read that text? I felt clear. I felt grounded. I felt confident. I did not feel bad. I didn't feel guilty, not sheepish. I didn't wonder if he was right. I didn't wonder if he had a point. I didn't feel sorry that I made him feel bad or that I was letting him down. I didn't have any thoughts of, I should try to make him feel better. There was no room for any shoulds. I didn't even feel sheepish that I was having a good time and he wasn't. I didn't feel any of those bad things. All I felt was fabulous. That's all I felt, clear and confident and good about how I was conducting myself through and through. I didn't have to question it. I didn't have to wonder if I was wrong and he was right. I didn't fall for anyone's attempted manipulations to get my behavior or my desires to change. There was no room for any of it, and it was a beautiful thing. Now, like I said, I'm a reformed people pleaser, so this isn't like I'm a completely new routine for me, but it did used to have to be a routine where I would kind of have to talk myself through it and just coach myself, check in, do some introspection, some self-reflection on, okay, what's going on here? What does he want? Why does he want it? Why does he think he's not getting it? This, that, or the other? Oh my gosh. And sometimes that would take a minute or two, sometimes longer. As I was going through that process of, how can we get to a good place on this? But I just didn't have any of that going on. Not this time or these times, because it happened more than once. I just didn't even have a flash of a second of wondering if I messed up or how to make things right so they'd feel better. I didn't have any resentment of their attempts to even manipulate me. I didn't blame them. I didn't judge them. There was just no room for anything bad. Not even a flash of it. It was the most beautiful thing. The reason I'm sharing it is because this as conscious creators, we already know that listening to that inner guidance is the best path forward to dreams come true, but this feels like extra incentive to engage it, to become unmanipulatable. Come on. I feel like that is a beautiful side effect. I did not expect that one. When I started this, like I said, I already had skills in this department. It's not like this was a new routine for me, but when I got so good at hearing what my own self wanted, and I mean self with a capital S, I just stopped. I stopped caring what someone else wanted that wasn't in alignment with that. I could hear what they wanted, but I just didn't care. Their opinion didn't weigh on me at all. This wasn't like a democracy where everyone gets an equal vote about whether Jeanette's going to come over for dinner or watch a movie or even reply to this text. Their opinion, their preferences, they didn't factor in at all. And that's because for those 30 days straight, I practiced. The only factor that mattered was my higher self. That's the only factor that mattered. Yeah, for a Libra sun who likes for everyone to be happy, this was a really cool experience, kind of refreshing. That I didn't even have to go through the old process of, debating or reminding myself that it's okay to choose what I want. I was just deaf to their manipulations. It was freedom in a way that I hadn't experienced before. I'm sharing it for anyone who also sometimes struggles with what someone else wants from you. I'm telling you, you get really good at tuning in, at trusting yourself to know what's best for you. Their opinions aren't going to matter nearly as much as they had before. All we have to do is say yes to what our inner guidance suggests or honor whatever inspiration calls us to. It's just saying yes to joy. That's all we're doing here. Or highest excitement, whatever you want to call it. That routine will not only give you the kind of alignment that puts you in position for dreams come true, but it clears up a lot of that messy stuff with people who don't necessarily roll that way. I think that deserves a hallelujah. Hey, for anyone who's thinking that maybe you could use some practice around that, well, you just practice. You will get better at anything you practice. But if you'd like some like-minded support around it, that experiment is in the archives at Good Vibe University for members to access anytime you want a refresher on how to dare to do what feels best. We practiced getting past the excuses that keep us from saying yes to whatever we prefer in, day out life. And we got better at trusting our inner wisdom to know the way to dreams come true. Oh, that's my handsome boy taking a deep breath. Oh, he wants me to move a little. Okay, there you go, bud. So if you've got any issues with feeling bad when I'm just laughing at this because God, there's so much freedom. It was the most beautiful thing. Oh, if you've got issues with feeling bad when your own desires are not in harmony with someone else's desires for you, this practice of tuning in to your own inner guidance, it can help resolve that like magic. I'm a big fan. And it was a surprise side effect, so yay. All right, hope you got something from this episode. Thanks for tuning in, and happy manifesting, everyone.